Good morning children. Today we will be looking into our new lesson, air and atmosphere. This will be your last lesson and with this we will be completing the portions. Okay. So we are going to see what is air and atmosphere. Okay. We know that air is one of the most important natural sources available on earth. Is it not? Without air we cannot live on this planet. Okay, that is why other planets are not supporting living organisms. Only Earth supports living creatures and organisms. Okay, so the main reason for Earth to be a planet supporting all these creatures are because of this component called air. Okay, so air is what? It is present inside and outside our body, and it has mass. Air has mass and it occupies space. So air has mass and it will be occupying the space. Is it not? This we have already seen in our first lesson, in the matter lesson. Is it not? Matter, in that matter property, here see, air occupies space, that is air is occupying the balloon, okay, in different shapes, and here air has mass. You can take the balloon again filled with air and a balloon which is not filled with air. Okay, there you will be weighing the balloons and you can understand that air has mass and it will be occupying the space also. Also, we cannot see the air but we can feel it. Okay, like from the movement of the kite everywhere. Okay, the thick blanket of air is called the atmosphere. The thick blanket of air is called atmosphere, which will envelop the earth and it protects from the harmful ultraviolet radiations of the sun. So the thick blanket of air is called the atmosphere, which will envelop the earth and protect from the harmful ultraviolet radiations of the sun. Now, this atmosphere will help in maintaining the temperature of the earth. Okay, so with this temperature only, the survival of all the living things is enabled. That is, all the living things are able to survive because of this temperature. It is not very cold or it is not very hot. Think of Mercury planet. Any life can survive on that planet? No, because it is very, very hot. Why it is very hot? It is very, very close to the planet Sun. Now think of the planet Pluto or the Neptune. Can any life survive on that planet? No. Why? It is very, very cold. Why it is very cold? It is very, very far from the planet Sun. So our Earth is having the correct location or the position from planet Sun. So we are in the third position in the solar system. So we are getting the perfect temperature also. Okay, to make the living things survive. Okay. Now we are going to see air is a mixture of gases. What are the mixture? Oxygen, carbon dioxide and nitrogen. And they are present in uniform composition. So they are called as homogeneous mixture. What is this uniform composition? That is, I am sampling. Sampling means what? I am taking one small piece or a small area, something like that. Okay, we are taking a sample here, say in Coimbatore. Then you are traveling to New York or you are traveling to Delhi. So there you take another sample. Wherever you go, take the sample and test. You will be having all these gases present. Oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide. There will be no variations at all. Okay, so this is called the homogeneous mixture. Okay, so what is the composition of air? The main constituents of air are nitrogen. Nitrogen is 78%, oxygen 21%, carbon dioxide is 0.03%, inert gases 0.9%, and the water vapor and other gases and the dust particles will be varying. Okay, the nitrogen is the major abundant gas, that is, it will be the major quantity. Then oxygen 21%. Carbon dioxide is in very less quantity, that is 0.03%. Inert gases is 0.9%. Water vapor is the vapor or the evaporation of the water bodies. So that, and the dust and the smoke, we will be discussing all this. Okay, this is what is the constituents of air and their percentage. So each constituent of air is retaining its properties. So it is not going to react among themselves. Nitrogen will be nitrogen, oxygen will be oxygen only. They are not reacting. Okay, the composition of the air will vary from place to place and season to season. Place to place, why it is varying? Say, because in cities you will be finding more of dust and smoke, whereas in the villages there will be less. So this constitution will be varying. Okay, and then that is what they have given. For example, the water vapor in the air is more in coastal regions than in the deserts always, and the cities will have high amount of pollutants due to the increased dust and the smoke. Coming to the nitrogen. Nitrogen is the most abundant gas, colorless, odorless gas. It is the basic building block of proteins in all living organisms. So nitrogen is required for the growth and the development of all organisms. Some bacteria present in the soil will convert atmospheric nitrogen into compounds. Okay, and that can be used by the plants. The animals will depend on the plants to take the nitrogen. So why we want nitrogen? Because nitrogen is the basic building block of proteins. All living things need proteins to survive. So from the atmosphere, the plants will convert the nitrogen gas to another compound. For that compound will be used by animals and human beings for nitrogen. Okay, now coming to oxygen. Oxygen is the second most abundant gas. Without oxygen we cannot survive. So it is also a chemically reactive gas. Chemically reactive, it will be reacting with many other elements. Okay, and we all living organisms need oxygen to live and survive. Okay, then it is also it is used to obtain energy from the food we eat, that is from the food which we eat. So that process is called respiration. Okay, it will support combustion. Oxygen supports combustion, which is used in burning the fuels, and plants will constantly replenish oxygen. Replenish oxygen means what? In photosynthesis, that is in the process of preparing the food. Okay, oxygen will be given out by the plants, and carbon dioxide will be taken in. Okay, so that is what they are telling. The plants, green plants, will replenish oxygen by the process of photosynthesis. Next, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, you have 0.03% in air, and this is also chemically reactive. Okay, and the green plants will take in carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. Then carbon dioxide will not support combustion, and it is also released during respiration. Okay, and the slight increase in the percentage of carbon dioxide, the slight increase will lead to the overall rise in the temperature of the earth, which is called as the global warming. A slight increase in carbon dioxide content will lead to the increase in the temperature. Okay, coming to the inert gases. Inert gases are a group of gases which are non-reactive. They are totally non-reactive and they are very, very stable, and they are also called as noble gases. They are present in traces. Traces means very, very less quantity. Okay, these gases can be isolated. They can be isolated means they can be taken out. Argon, neon, helium, krypton, xenon and radon are the common inert gases. and all these gases are mostly used for advertising signboards, light bulbs and lamps. Helium is used for the hot air balloon, whereas radon is used in the treatment of cancer. Water vapor. The amount of water vapor present in the air is known as the atmospheric humidity. So, evaporation from the water bodies and the transpiration from the plants are the two sources of the water vapor. Water vapor will keep the air cool and will also form the part of the water cycle. That is the formation of the clouds, and from the clouds you will get the rain, which is a very, very important source of fresh water. Okay. So, water vapor is also responsible for the climatic changes. Combustion. What is combustion? The process of the burning of the substance. That is, you are going to burn something in the presence of oxygen to release heat and light is called combustion. Okay. So, any substance that undergoes combustion is called fuel. Any substance which can undergo combustion is called fuel. A fuel will undergo combustion only when it has attained the certain minimum temperature, and that minimum temperature is called ignition temperature. Okay, take a wooden piece. Okay, you dip it in water purposefully, and if you start lighting that wooden piece, will it burn? No. Why? The dry wooden piece has become wet. So, the temperature is gone. Only at that certain temperature, it will catch fire. Okay, the temperature, the minimum temperature at which the substance will catch fire. Now, if I pour petrol on a wooden log and if I burn it, what will happen? Immediately it will catch fire. Why? Petrol is having very, very less temperature to catch fire. Okay, so that is what they have written. Fuels plus oxygen in presence of heat will give you carbon dioxide, water vapor and energy. This energy is in the form of heat and light. Heat and light. The energy is used mainly for cooking, automobile, to run the automobiles in industries and for various processes. Okay, so what are all the fuels we have? We have coal, wood, petrol, diesel, kerosene. Coal and wood are solid. Okay, petrol, diesel, kerosene are all liquid. Okay, liquid fuels. CNG and LPG are gaseous fuels. Okay, so what is happening? Carbon dioxide and water are released during combustion. During combustion, carbon dioxide and water are released. Okay, we can see some combustion. See, hydrogen is used as a rocket fuel because it will be giving a lot of water. It burns in the presence of oxygen to give water. So, hydrogen with oxygen will give you water. Now, take the coal. Coal means what? Carbon. Okay, it is what? Burnt in the presence of oxygen, which will give carbon dioxide. Petrol, diesel and kerosene, which are made up of carbon and hydrogen, will give you carbon dioxide with water. Carbon dioxide and water. So, this is CH4 plus oxygen will give you CO2 plus water. Okay. So, simple hydrogen with oxygen will give water. Simple carbon plus oxygen will give carbon dioxide. Whereas your carbon and hydrogen together in the form of petrol and diesel, when they are burning with oxygen, they will give you carbon dioxide plus water. And you know this activity, we have already learned that we want oxygen for burning. You light a candle, it will be burning. Now if I put a glass inverted over it, what will happen? The burning candle is put off. Why it is put off? The oxygen supply for burning is cut off. Okay. So till this I am stopping. The next class we will continue with this lesson. Okay. Thank you.